So, a giant robot of Trump tweeting on the toilet while shouting, "I'm a very stable genius," has been shipped to the UK for protests. Okay. Have fun.
Did they get the shade of yellow right?
No, he looks actually kind of normal. Normal colour. I'm disappointed.
Well, that's not very good.
No. But anyway, ahead of Donald Trump's controversial state visit to the United Kingdom next month, protesters are wasting no time in preparing for the most imaginative means possible of ridiculing the US president. Step forward, dumping Trump? That doesn't even make sense, but anyway. An enormous robot rendering of the president astride a golden lavatory, smartphone in hand, trousers down, and with his long red tie dangling into the bowl between his thighs. Okay. Whatever floats.
The phone is like, he's using Twitter on the toilet.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. The 4.9 meter, 16-foot high machine is also an audio function which represents some of Mr. Trump's famous pronouns, including "no collusion, a witch hunt," "you're fake news," and "I'm a very stable genius." At least they're getting better at trolling people, I suppose. At least they're getting better, I suppose. I don't know. It also makes fart noises. Sorry?
I think this is terrible. I think this is worse than the balloon thing they did.
At least they're trying.
Yeah, they get a participation badge.
Yeah. The machine was designed by US scientist and writer and a dinosaur expert Don Lisserman, who was also an advisor on Jurassic Park and previously built an animatronic dinosaur. So, he's not left-wing at all. It's currently in China, but has been sent to London in time for Mr. Trump's June arrival. It's been shipped on a freight whose name it won't disclose for fear Trump will bomb it, Mr. Letter told. Oh my God, really? You think the president... This is derangement. This has gone from being possibly funny to sad. You really think the President of the United States is going to bomb you? Oh my God. Oh. Trump derangement syndrome.
That makes no sense. He can't authorize a jet to bomb an object in a foreign country. Well, I mean, he can, but not in Europe.
Not in China. Why would China...
Oh, God.
Jacinta has a junk. But anyway.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's been... So hang on, let me rephrase that. It's been shipped on a freighter whose name I won't disclose for fear Trump will bomb it. Does he really believe this shit?
They seem to.
Anyway. My goal is to create this year's attention-getting and bile-producing sequel to the Baby Trump balloon, which was a complete failure, but okay. And no one could be more easily deployed and rallies all over the world, he said. I think we need to focus on our rage. It has many large reminders as possibly what a disgusting disgrace of oath is to humanity. Yet they go on about Trump inciting violence. Last year's Trump baby balloon, an inflatable 6-meter replica of the president wearing a nappy and holding a smartphone, was flown in London during the president's last visit. There are reportedly plans afoot to fly a balloon 5 times larger than its predecessor, which actually might get noticed because the other one was so frigging small, but regardless. Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, said that any request to fly such a balloon would be subject to the same rules as last year, which gave the protesters' balloon the official green light. Mr. Trump is expected a part of his visit at Buckingham Palace, where a stage banquet will be staged in the honour, but he will not be staying at the Queen's royal residence. Prime Minister Theresa May hailed a visit planned for the 3rd of June to the 5th of June, as a chance for the UK and the US to strengthen our already close relationship. The White House said it would reaffirm its steadfast and special relationship between the two nations. So.
Yeah. Nuts.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I think this is just someone who's... I don't know. Trying to get attention, maybe. I don't.
Medication? You think medication should be administered?
Maybe, yeah, maybe we could do that. Medicate them,
Yeah,
maybe.
there's a question. I wonder if a study has been done on the psychological effects of these left-wing echo chambers. Maybe a study should be done on that.
Well, we know they're just as bad as the right wing one once.
Yeah. It's just there's a lot of neuroticism. I know this is going to be so politically incorrect. I'll try to be careful with my words.
Oh, what? In case we get censored. Yeah.
Well, see, in the left, I mean, there's a lot of women in the left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jordan Peterson mentions, one of the things that women have is neuroticism.
Yeah.
There's a lot of neuroticism in the left. I'll just leave that at that.
Well, I was going to say that the thing is, though, is that these leftists, right? They're not all just women. It's a good mix of women and men, but the men are soy boys. Like the actual joke is that the left is a bunch of soy boys is actually fairly accurate. Like, when was the last time you saw someone on the left? Like, I know a couple of guys on the left that sit there and go on about about going to the gym and stuff like that. But even they're not full far left. Like, one of them calls himself a Democrat social, but but he's not shutting down my freedom of speech. He's not sitting there yelling, Trump derangement syndrome every time I say something. Him and I can actually, we disagree. Yeah, him and I debate. Yeah, him and I have vastly different opinions on things. But he even said the other day that me being censored on the internet is absolutely ridiculous. He said it shouldn't be happening. So he's not that far left, really, to be honest. He's
there's a lot of people on the left. There's a lot of people on the left who are normal.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think he has gone the full Kool-Aid treatment, right? They've tied him down. They've tried to waterboard him with the Kool-Aid a little bit. But I don't think it's completely stuck, because I can sort of get through to him, sort of thing. But, and that's what I say, but, like obviously he, goes to gym, works out, stuff like that, and he's built for a, for a young fella. But I was going to say, but at the end of the day, most of these people that are like Trump derangement syndrome, that are turning up to these protests and stuff like that, they're all soy boy cucks. They're all sitting there drinking their soy lattes from Starbucks, and maybe we should freaking ban soy diet. But I was going to say, but they're going through drinking their soy lattes and stuff like that from Starbucks, and it's just like...
Yeah. Like vegetarianism and veganism combined with soy lattes, I think, must be part of it. And then social media itself. Like, we talk about it, we never do it, but I think this time we really, really should do it. We should have like an episode, we can just we pre-record it, upload it. We should have a conversation and a deep dive into social media, the beginning, the middle, and what's happening now, and going into studies about what social media has done mentally to people of different age groups. And a deep dive into the millennials and what social media has done to them. I honestly think that social media is part of the reason that we have a social a culture war.
Probably is. Yeah, I would say that's I look, at the end of the day, I don't know. Social media can be good, it can be bad as well. But the fact is that at the end of the day, I don't know. Look, we can't even go okay, let me ask you this, right? And I'm going to make this all about us again. Do you really think half the shit that we say is that bad?
No. To be brutally honest, I think that our show is cucking hard, just so that we don't get more censored than already censored to zero.
Yeah, but
honestly, I have watched other YouTubers who don't hold back. They go really into it. They swear, they cuss, they call people names, and they actually get more views, which is really bizarre. I mean, look at it's a Gundam. Actually, a video that he put up just the other day. I'm surprised that that's actually still up right now. I thought they would have gotten him a strike. So yeah, we hold back over here on Nonpartisan Media Live, and yet we are so censored. And I think it's because it's not. They say it's to do with borderline content. I reckon that is BS.
Yeah.
I think it's people who tell the truth. They're the ones getting censored hard.
Yeah, it's the anti-establishment. It's because of the fact that we talk, like, we'll talk about, for example, we will talk about, like, we literally, and it's funny because the censorship started soon after I did this video. We literally did a video earlier this week, I'm not sure if you saw it, where we went through and we talked about Venezuela, and we actually outlined what the actual problem in Venezuela is, why the Americans and the Russians are getting involved. And we not only talked about the pipeline, we showed on fucking stream the 2 pipelines that are being suggested from the Americans and from the Russians, and we showed why there's a big difference and why people care about Venezuela and Iran and all this sort of shit. And it was a red pilling. If you guys haven't seen that video, you should really find it. But yeah, we went through and talked about this whole war in Iran and how it's a complete front for a fucking pipeline. Like, that shit.
Who did you do the show with?
That was just me on my own. Yeah. It was on here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You're saying we. Okay.
Yeah, I use me because it's, I don't know, so I just always refer to it.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, are you cheating on me? I was
No.
Never mind.
I've been faithful, bro. It's all good, yeah. But like I say, look at the, I always say I instead of we. That's just, I don't know, it's just something I do. I'm a Gemini, so I'm allowed to say we. I've got split personalities, but none of us disagree with each other. But what I was going to say was, we went through and talked about this pipeline in Iran and this upcoming war in Iran and what it's all about. That's the shit. That's why we're censored, people. Okay? It's not that, we talk about Trump dumping on the toilet. It's because of the fact that we sit there and we talk about that shit. The stuff that we're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah. There are also people on the left too that are getting hard censored because they're also anti-establishment. So
yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of YouTubers and a few people that I like. What really is interesting to me. I was getting a lot of recommendations for the Jimmy Dore show.
Yeah.
Now that he's not with them anymore, the Young Turks.
Yeah.
When he split off, and he also had Abby Martin on and a few other people, and he's done a bunch of shows. I don't get recommendations for him anymore.
No.
Go figure. Oh, shock horror.
But I don't know,
he broke
guys.
away from that group, and now I don't get any more recommendations for his videos.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it? But guys, let us know what your thoughts. Yeah. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on... We went on a bit of a tangent, but what are your thoughts on this giant robot Trump tweeting on the toilet? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think the left is starting to get a sense of humour? And at least trying to troll? Or do you think at the end of the day this is going to be another baby balloon sort of disaster? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below.